Okay, so today we are going with our last topic, which is about adaptation of plants at temperature. So I'm sure this is the last topic, hopefully, for this chapter, forms and function. Wait for a while. I've just written a wrong spelling. Adaptation of plants to temperature. So for plant categories, we have kind of two temperature. First one you'll see low. Second one you'll see high. So let's start with the low one. What does this mean? What's written and everything? So first thing, in low temperature you will see that the fluid nature of plasma membrane is going to be affected. When there is low temperature, the plasma membrane, which is made up of what? That's made up of phospholipid. Basically that's made up of lipid, but they have a little amount of protein, carbohydrates. Mainly that's also called as phospholipid. So from lipid, mainly lipid, but we also call this a phospholipid because there is another concentration. Phospholipids, so low temperature, which affect the fluid nature of plasma membrane of plant cell, and then it is ultimately going to do what? It's ultimately going to affect transport of solutes as well. Transport of solutes is also going to be affected, and when this transport of solute could be only affected when this is present across the membrane. And still under some condition plant cells do such things. Such things could be like they help in increasing. Of course, if these all things happen when there's low temperature, plant need to take an action or something. So there's few conditions like they will have unsaturated fatty acid. Unsaturated fatty acid which prevent crystal formation. And again the low temperature or the freezing, that's another point. When the crystal formation is going to be made, what will happen? The low temperature at the level of freezing point. At the freezing point, what will happen? Freezing point, the ice crystal formation in the cell will occur. Ice formation in the cell will occur, and then this is even avoided by other organisms, not organisms, but that is going to be avoided by plants inhabiting cold regions by developing freezing and tolerance, in which the composition of solute is going to be take part. Solute composition, like this simply means there is the ice crystal. Secondly, we have cytosol. Cytosol. So what will happen where ice crystals are formed in the cell wall rather than cytosol? Cytosol is simply cytosol is like simply part of membrane, like part of cytoplasm. Cytosol and cytogel. So cytogel is the part like this here near the membrane, and the cytosol is the middle one part. So I'm sure it's clear to you. Then we have, okay, after cytosol, the cytosol is this is called a supercooled below the freezing point without the formation of ice. So I'm sure it's clear to you. Then comes our second topic, which is about what happens when there is high temperature. What will happen when we have high temperature? So first thing you will see would be that when there is high temperature, so there is more harmful, like that is more, this condition is going to be more harmful. When this is more harmful, why? Because there are more reasons. First thing, you'll see the enzyme will become denatured. This means enzyme become denatured. when they work at, specifically if their temperature becomes higher than 7, so they cannot literally work on this temperature. So I'm sure it's clear to you. Then comes, even this destroys our metabolism, not ours, but wait a moment. Okay, this destroys our metabolism. Then comes another reason. The principal way to cool down plant is transpiration. So transpiration is simply a process where water is removed by the surface of the leaf. At 40 Celsius above, most of the plant's cells synthesize, and they have a heat shock proteins. So I'm sure it's clear to you. Then also come that they protect enzymes when like after synthesizing heat shock protein, they protect enzymes. And we also have another reason. It comes the last reason. Plant leaf surface area is quite small. That's quite small, and there are other processes as well. They have avoiding of overheating. They even avoid overheating by what process? Heating is provided on the leaves, because if leaves are directly intake of sunlight, right? But what if we just provide them with a thin waxy like layer? If I'm just making, so here you can see this is the kind of layer which is called as cuticle. It's a thin waxy layer presented on some leaves, like present on every leaf, but the thickness and thinness matters. Like some may have a big, some may have a small. So what if you just provide them a cuticle so they can be protected? And some shots clear shiny cuticle layer is present, which help them preventing overheat, flow, overheat shock proteins, and that on a small leaf surface area. And yes, this is all. This is the last topic. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.